This idea is about the applications of a newly emerging field. In fact, it's not a full field now. It is just in just proposement or a research phase, called visual vibrometry, and we can use that in structural dynamics and structural health monitoring. So the basic idea for this is that if you have a naturally oscillating object, a naturally vibrating object under its own environmental loading, you can make its video, and using frame by frame analysis of that video, we can extract the modal properties, the vibration characteristics of that object. And we have a theory of vibrations which can help us in converting those vibration characteristics into material properties of which that material is made of, and or stiffness properties which then that material can have. So the idea is so simple that we observe an actual vibrating object, we make its video, we have to have a high definition, high frame per second video to capture its vibrations. We analyze that frame by frame, and we somehow extract the vibration characteristics, its mode shapes, its time periods, natural time periods, and we convert them back to material property of that object or stiffness properties of that object. This idea is not our idea, our team's idea. Basically, it has been already been implemented or being researched at MIT. There is one group of researchers which are conducting this research. Their main theme is to convert vibration characteristics into material properties. But we can use this idea in structural engineering for structural health assessment of our bridges, our buildings, and we can develop our own app based on this idea by giving them due credit. These are some of the web resources, the first two websites from which you can get information about their project, which is already going on at MIT right now. And these are some of the videos. One of them, I think the last one, is a TED talk which was given by the leading researcher in that team. So they have already produced some quality publications. One of them is shown here, which is directly relevant to structural engineering, in which they extracted vibration characteristics produced by sound only on a structure, and they extract it by image processing techniques, and they convert it back to calculate what material that object is made of, or what are its characteristics. So the underlying theory is same, theory of vibrations. Structural engineering students are all familiar with this equation, a free body response of a multiple degree of freedom system. In our exams, we often come up with this question that if this mass matrix and K matrix is given, and using eigenvalue analysis, we come up with mode shapes and natural time periods. But just think for a moment, if we know the mode shapes experimentally or from analysis of that video, and if we know the time period, this omega, this frequency, and we convert it back to mass matrix or K matrix, obviously we have to do assumption about one of them, but these mode shapes and natural time periods can always convert back to detect what material that was, which is vibrating in that video. So that team which I mentioned, that MI team, has already done this, implemented it, and they came up with a dynamic video concept, in which what they do is that they extract vibrations from a video and they convert it into material properties, and then using those they can always predict the response of the object in the video against a new kind of loading. So they have introduced a dynamic video in which you can poke an object in the video and it would respond exactly what it should be. So in the real time the analysis is being done and the object is responding or vibrating against a new poking, and they have developed their algorithm. But the thing is that the vibrations which they are extracting are produced by sound, they are natural oscillations. For our structures, we may not need that high definition setup. For example, the camera they were using is capable of producing 5200 frames per second. So even the observations which are not visible can be extracted. But for our structures, we can always shake them, we can always have a non-destructive testing, and we can always apply this technique to some already oscillating object. So we may not require that high definition and high speed cameras. Our iPhone camera is capable of producing a slow motion video which has 240 frames per second. So for a structure having a time period of 1.1 second, we are already having a 24 frames in that one cycle of an object. So by carefully analyzing frame by frame that video, we can extract time periods or mode shapes of a multiple degree of freedom system. And once we have this omega and phi vector, we can have an assumption about mass of that object or geometry of an object. I mean, from K and M, we can assume one and we can get other one. So what I did here, our team basically, that we applied this idea to just a simple lollipop, the first one which I already showed. We captured its video, its oscillating video, free vibration, and we analyzed that video and we extracted time period from that, and we convert that time period to identify what material that system is made of. And this is what we got. Okay, applications I have already discussed. So we can have our very own visual vibrometer. Although the idea is not ours, it is theirs, but we can give them due credit and we can implement it at our level. The primary application which they are thinking right now is in computer graphics. I mean, once you have a dynamic video, you can always poke an object in a video and you can create a real feeling for that. But what we can do is that we can use this concept in structural health monitoring. We can make a video of a bridge, vibrating bridge under a vehicle, and we can analyze it to guess what is the condition of that material which it's made of. So in demonstration, what we did is that we have this this kind of a single degree of freedom system. I will show its video. Basically, this model is from my advisor. So this is basically this video was shooted at 240 frames per second, and now you are seeing it at 30 frames per second in a slow motion. So this is a single degree of freedom system, that lollipop, and we gave it an initial displacement and we let it freely vibrate, and then we came up with this approximate time period, and then by just simple mathematical jugglery, you can come up with this expression, that you can convert this time period of that system into elastic modulus of that material. I mean, this is a simple time period formula for a mass attached to a spring. So for this demonstration, I just used a single degree of freedom system. Okay, so what we got basically, this is we are taking different readings for that model, and we repeated this experiment for different other lollipops, and this is one of our team members. This is what we did, that we made a high definition, high speed slow motion video for these simple lollipops. We let them freely oscillate, we extract time period, and we convert them back to the elastic modulus of that material. So this is that video. The observed period was 0.4 second in the video which I showed you. And then what we did is that we put all the numbers, exactly those numbers, but the time period was the one which was extracted from that video. And we got this number, elastic modulus. It is almost equal to 200 gigapascal, which is for steel. And our stiffness contributing members were made of steel. So this approach worked for a single degree of freedom system, and it is promising to work for multiple degrees also. So we repeated that experiment for our 3 different lollipops of different lengths, of different time periods, 0.7 second, 0.4 second, 0.2 second, and we got these numbers. We convert them back to elastic modulus, and they are quite close to 200 gigapascal with some error which can be attributed to difference in measurements and rust on that thing. So with that error we got these numbers. So for a single degree of freedom system we can always convert its time period to its material property if its geometry is known. Now one step we can add to this is that we can always extract the geometry from that video also. I mean, there are techniques available, computer scientists are working on it to extract geometry. Once we have that geometry also, the last puzzle will also be solved. The only unknown will be material properties. So we can, I mean, this technology can have endless possibilities, endless applications in structural engineering. So that's all. Thank you. We can start our own app, our own visual vibrometer. Thank you.